So, today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is how you are creating your own reality. I've divided this video into two parts. So, in the first part, I'm going to talk about how you are creating or co-creating your reality with the collective consciousness of all the other humans, animals, trees, plants, and even Earth's consciousness. And in the second part, I will talk about more about actually law of attraction and how you're creating your personal reality, meaning your immediate environment, the people, the soul contracts that you're activating, and experiencing your life themes. So, if you don't understand this part, it will be hard for you to understand part two. And if you don't have any idea about how we are shifting through billions of parallel realities every second, I would highly recommend that you read the first 5-10 pages of my book. It is free to download. And once I publish it, you can read the full book. So let's get started on my favorite topic. So, the basic premise of metaphysics or spirituality is that you are creating your own reality, meaning that whatever is happening in your life, be it on the personal level or even at a global level, is something you have already agreed to experience so that you can experience your own life theme. Now, if you have trouble understanding that, I'll use some examples. Say, for example, when you are choosing to be born on a specific reality, like say your birthplace at the year that you were born, you have chosen that this is the kind of life theme I want to experience because this is the aspect of source I want to be in this lifetime. This specific story that I want to live out will have these milestone and checkpoints. And the more I move through the story, this is how I'm going to realize who I am. Every moment, I will be recreating that based on the theme I choose. In order to live the theme that I'm choosing, I have to choose which version of Earth will be conducive for me to live out my theme. So, for that, you choose a specific timeline as to which era or eon you will be born into of Earth. Because remember, everything is here and now. So, all versions of Earth across all times are available to you. Whether you are going to be born in the 1960s or in the 2000s is your choice before birth in order to live a specific theme. And not only do you choose your time of birth as to which version of Earth you will be born into, you also agree to play this game of being a physical version of yourself on this Earth by agreeing to the collective consciousness. Now, what is a collective consciousness? Now, within the higher self of Earth, you have this bubble reality of the collective consciousness, which is like a common rules of the game that you are going to play here. So if you can treat you living out your life as a video game, then you are choosing that these are the things that is going to happen in the game. So you need a land or a place to play the game, a platform, and these are the rules that you need to play in the game. So there will be trees, there will be buildings, there will be these kinds of people, there will be this kind of situation in wherever I'm living. So these are the common rules that is created by the collective consciousness, meaning other humans, animals, trees, and all the other beings who wish to experience their own life theme along with you in the same place. All of you agree to have certain rules in place, like you all agree to have certain things to be the same, so that you don't have to consciously put your mind into creating those kinds of realities. Those are like taken care of by the collective consciousness so that you only focus in your own unique theme. So, I'm giving a very high level example of collective consciousness rules. Like, say, for example, you can choose any, like, these are just few, there are like billions of possibilities here. So maybe you are born in a country where you wish to experience poverty and animals and gravity is something common. This is something we all have agreed to experience, or you have chosen to experience wars and disease. So, depending on your life theme, maybe you chose, okay, I'm going to experience how I can still live an abundant life despite experiencing poverty. Say you chose this theme. So you are going to be born in a country, in a region where the collective consciousness represents poverty, gravity, wars, disease, and maybe a little bit of nature, and maybe a little bit of classism, like racism or any kind of typism that segregates people. You want to experience those things because that will allow you to realize more of who you are, and either you will change it, or either you will move away from it, or probably you will use it to live your life experience. So once you have chosen a specific combination of collective consciousness, you will also choose your place of birth where this specific theme is the loudest and is conducive for your personal growth and the theme that you chose to experience. You'll also choose your parents, you'll also choose your siblings, and obviously, they will also have to be in agreement with you to choose each other and the themes that you are going to play out. So once this choice has happened, you are born on Earth on a specific time in a specific place. And once that happens, it's not like you are choosing to be in a fixed collective consciousness bubble. What happens is this. If you have read my book on parallel realities, you will know you are shifting through billions of different versions of Earth every moment. And each Earth has a specific combination of themes in the collective consciousness. So, say you're born on Earth 0, where you want to live a specific theme, but then you experience a personal growth and you're like, okay, I'm done living this theme. Now I want to move to a different phase of my life and I want to experience a different kind of collective. So, the collective that you chose at birth is changing every moment, the collective consciousness. And now you shift to Earth 1, which has a different collective consciousness. Let's call it consciousness Y. And then once you have experienced whatever you need to experience in this version of Earth, you move to Earth 2, which has another different combination. So basically, whenever you experience change in your society or in the world, it is not that the collective consciousness has changed. It is basically you are moving and jumping through Earths one after the other. That is what it actually means. So, depending on what kind of theme you want to experience, you will be jumping to that version of Earth, which has a collective consciousness that allows you to live and experience that specific theme. And it changes because your theme changes every moment. Now, you might be wondering, what does a collective consciousness mean? Now, apart from the themes that you see here, it also allows you to manifest things like buildings, plants, trees, roads, river, lake around you. So you are singularly not manifesting those objects around you. Those objects are also part of the collective consciousness. Now, those who have had lucid dreams and who have traveled into the astral world, you may have experienced, um I don't know what that layer is called, where you will see a template level reality which looks exactly like your physical world, but it's not exactly the same, but it's more like on an energetic level. It is like, say, if you are astrally traveling inside your room, you just left the body, you will see some of them might see, not everybody experiences it, a similar looking room like yours, but maybe with slight difference. So, what you are seeing is basically the collective consciousness level, the energetic imprint, the energy body of the collective consciousness, because just like the human body is a manifestation of your energy body, similarly, the physical things that you see around you is a physical manifestation of the energy body of the collective consciousness. So, when you're traveling astral, you may end up seeing that template level reality, which I'm talking about, which is known as a collective consciousness. So, all those objects are not created single-handedly by you. It is also the collective consciousness helping you to experience your theme and your reality, which is why it is so difficult to change in your reality because that is like a fixed theme. You will not be able to change. What you can do is shift to a different version of Earth, which is more conducive of what you choose to experience. Now, if you have read my book, you will also know that you are creating your reality within your higher self bubble. So, this blue line that you're seeing on the screen is basically your higher self bubble, and it can stretch up to a few miles. In other words, your size, your actual spiritual size is huge. You are a huge being. You are not as puny as you seem in terms of your physical body. So your higher self bubble is huge. If you don't know what a higher self is, I suggest you check the description below and watch my video, What is a Higher Self? So within your higher self bubble, you are creating all that you need to create. So there is nothing outside of your higher self bubble. It is like complete void. It's complete void. And inside your higher self bubble, you are creating whatever you need to create so that you feel like, oh, I'm experiencing plants, trees, buildings, roads, whatever that I need to see. But there is technically nothing outside of your higher self bubble. And when you are moving, your higher self bubble also moves with you. So there is nothing outside of this bubble. Everything is inside. And everything that is there that you can see is created at this outermost boundary. So let me use this second animation. So all say like let's just say these plants that you see here, these plants don't actually exist outside of your higher self bubble. Let's say this dark space outside is the collective consciousness, and you are moving through the collective consciousness, or at least creating a simulation of moving by walking. What is actually happening is you are sending certain signal to this outermost boundary of your higher self to create certain experiences that gives you a simulation of movement where objects are created at this extreme edge. So when you are seeing from this perspective and you're moving in this direction, you will see things that has already manifested. You are actually not seeing the manifestation process. That is why most people have difficulty believing that all of that you see around you is an illusion because you cannot see the outer edge of this higher self bubble. This edge is where everything is getting created. So by the time you reach here, all of this is already manifested. So you can never see the outer edge of your higher self where things are getting created out of the thin air. So as to speak, like out of nothing, you are manifesting the trees, plants, buildings, roads, everything with the help of your collective consciousness that you have chosen to live. So this is like a collaboration between your higher self and the collective consciousness as to how what you are going to create within this bubble. So you obviously you are not going to feel you're living in a bubble. This is a euphemism that I'm using to help you understand how you are contained in your own reality, in your own bubble. And that bubble is so vast that you will not feel like it's a bubble. It will feel very real to you because that is how it is intended to be. That is what it is meant to be. So now that you understand that all of the things that is visible to you, which seems solid, is actually not solid. It is created real time from nothing. When your higher self outer edge interacts with the collective consciousness, you are creating this. So, this process of creation is not created by you, but your higher self and the other versions of you across different dimensions. So, now this is how the creation process works when it comes to your physical environment outside of you. Now, I'm going to in part two, I'm going to talk about how you are manifesting the things that you see in your immediate surroundings, like the objects in your room. That is also to some extent helped by the collective consciousness, but it will be modified based on the theme that you're experiencing. So within your vicinity, you have a direct control on what you're manifesting, especially the people, the animals, or the living beings that are around you, or the kind of experience that you're creating. That is directly in your control. So, which is much closer, which is not stretching outside mile, which is like a few meters away. That is something in your control, which you're manifesting using the law of attraction 24 into 7 every moment. That is something I'm going to cover in part 2 of this video, where I'm also going to talk about how that is allowing you to create the positive and the negative experiences and why they are getting created, how it is helping in your theme. So if you have questions about this video, something that is not clear, feel free to comment below.